Os. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tom Callahan. In today's video, I want to discuss some of the basic stances in not only Kyokushin karate, but karate in general, because there are some modifications with Shotokan versus Kyokushin, for example, in one of these stances, and we'll discuss that briefly. The traditional Zen Kotsudachi stance. It's when you think about a long stance, you think about the Z, Zen Kotsudachi, think long. So we start from Heikodachi, which is shoulder width. We're just going to bring it back 2 lengths, from fighting stance, 1 length, then second length, deep. Now you notice that the back foot goes to a 45-degree angle, and my back is straight. The weight distribution should be 70% of the weight, 30% of the weight, okay? You're gonna feel it a little bit in here. This back leg has to be locked. Locked out, 45 degrees, front foot facing your opponent. From the front leg, you should just barely be able to see approximately the tip of your toe, okay? My back is straight. You don't want to do this. See? So you want to sink. 70, 30. Back leg is locked. When we move, we don't want to lift this leg. Okay? So the way I like to practice movement is to come up. When we move, we stay parallel. We don't want to do this. Okay? So when we move, we stay parallel. So I practice this with my students early on. So let's start from this angle so you can see better. And this is the way I work with some of my younger students that are learning the stance. 2 of the things that happen quite frequently are they come up on the knee when they move forward, or this leg comes too close, and then they come out. So to avoid those 2 pitfalls and to practice properly, keep this knee bent, and I'll come up parallel. Ich, knee, san. Now, when we move forward, we're pushing off this foot, which is at 45, and as we push, it then straightens out to here, and now I'm going to shift the weight to this leg and push. Now, it's still 70-30, but I'm just transferring the weight. So let's do that again. Do it slowly. So 70-30, lock the leg out. I'll do it in 2 counts. Here, do it this way so you can see. Ich, shifting my weight now, knee, pushing. And as I push, so I'll say, ich, now watch this foot as I finish the movement. I push now, and as I push, at the very end, it pivots to the 45. Here, now here. So right at the end of the movement, you're going to push and pivot. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Do it from this side. Ich, knee. Now, we want to do it with 1 count. Ich. Ich. Okay? It's a very, very common stance. We use it all the time in all our moving basics, Ido Gekko, kata, very important stance, traditional karate stance called Zen Kotsudachi. Dachi meaning stance, okay? Second stance, we'll work on Sanshin Dachi, which is also a very, very old stance based actually from China into Okinawa and then to mainland Japan. We always start our stances from Heikodachi, parallel stance. So this is a very tricky stance as well, and if you're not used to it, it's going to feel awkward. We're going to shift our weight. We're going to go with the Migi, right foot forward. So we're going to shift our weight to our left leg, come out about a half of stance, about a half, and then we're going to paint a little circle here, a half moon. 1, 2. And now, here's the tricky part. Both feet are going to turn in 50-50 weight. Here. And I'm shoulder width. The back toe should be approximately at the base of your arch, approximately. Both feet turned in, and you want to grip the floor, but you want to be rooted, but you want to be flexible at the same time. If you snow ski, you'll see this. You don't want to be stiff. You want to bend your knees in and be flexible. So if you're starting this stance, you'll feel a little strain here. It will feel uncomfortable. If it feels uncomfortable, just get out, shake your feet off. Your ankles will get a little tired. So I'm not gonna show you the other opening of the Sanshin stance. I just want to get this part done. Let me move up just a little bit because there's a break in the mat here. So from here, 1, 2, shoulder width, 3. And flexible. Not tight, not stiff, just relax, relax. My feet are gripped, my feet are rooted, but my knees are protecting my groin from the back and from the front. So, we'll do it one more time. Itch, 1, I bend my leg, paint the half moon, here. I'm not leaning forward, I'm not straight up, I just am relaxed here. And my feet are gripping. Os? Okay, when we go into more kata detail, we'll go into this a little more, okay? So right now, just work on this, okay? Third stance is Kokotsu Dachi. Again, dachi just means the word stance. This one you've seen a lot. It's a fighting stance primarily. So if we're fighting, I'm gonna shift my weight back to absorb the blow and shift my weight from 50-50 weight fighting to 80-20. And it looks like this. My back is always straight. My 45 degrees, front, on the ball of my foot, here. So when we sit and put the weight on this leg, we just sink. We just sink. That's all. Some people can go lower than others. It's okay. What we don't want to do, which is dame, bad, is this. That's not good, my back. And this is also not good. The butt has to go out. Because what you're doing is you're creating space. You're creating space. Here comes the kick or the punch. I'm creating space. Okay? Now we incorporate Shito Mawashu Kei, or if we're fighting, blocking. Because there's only 20% of weight here, it's easy to kick off this leg. Here, change stance, kick, put down. It's a great stance. It's my favorite stance. I think the most effective stance in terms of fighting. You can use this stance in the street, in a street fight, or of course we use it often in almost all our kata, all of Kyokushin kata. And of course, You see it in Shotokan and other styles. A little different. Shotokan will have the foot at a 90, and this foot is flat. And theirs is more here. It's very similar. This is more Shotokan. Kyokushin, here. Shotokan, more here. We do use the Shotokan stance in some of our kobudo weapons, but in our kata, and I recommend in street fighting to kind of adopt this stance. In street fighting, you want your weight a little more back, okay? You'll see kickboxers 50-50 weight, but you're constantly absorbing the attack and then attacking yourself, counter. Absorb, counter, absorb, counter, absorb, attack. So I love that stance. It's a very important one in our karate. That's called Ko Kotsudachi. 45. Remember to keep the back straight and just sink. Sink. Stand up, sink, butt out. Ball of the foot, 80-20% of weight distribution. Also, one more little thing. I'm not square like this. I'm also yunjigo, my obi. Yunjigo, huh? Practice.